Hi, excuse the technical difficulties from a little bit earlier. Let's start over for those of you who may have been around for a while. This is Dr. Ron Kaiser, and this is my end of the year message for 2021. Geez, it's going to be hard to forget to stop putting 2021 on checks and correspondence, stuff like that. But to basically concentrate on the fact that we're going into a new situation, a new year, and let's look forward with enthusiasm just as we do with everything else. Now, it's kind of a custom for those of us who do have followers to basically have an end of the year message. Wish you all a happy new year, and this year should be no exception. I know that the year wasn't necessarily the most fun year to live through, but it's very important for us to be able to separate ourselves from the year. So while the year itself may not have been, all that fantastic, I do think that we all have to look back and see, how did we thrive during 2021? How are we a better person today than we were a year ago today? And for most of us, we can come up with some real positive answers. For those of you who are members of the mental health gym and are on my mailing list, you got an exercise from me during this week to encourage you to look at changes that you may have made in the 7 keys of rejuvenating: mindset, rejuvenating the intellect, healthy eating, owning your body through exercise and related activities, making social connections, doing good for other people, and appreciating the good that's all around us. I'm happy that some people have already begun doing the exercise. For those of you who aren't members of the mental health gym, that's a reason to join. And certainly, if you want to email me at ron.kaiser@thementalhealthgym.com, I will send out the email and newsletter that has all that information. But the important thing is that we, number one, separate ourselves from the year. A lot of negative stuff went on during the year, and we can still thrive in the face of negativity. But now we're looking forward to another year, and let's approach it with a real positive mindset. There are 2 or 3 principles that I think are very important to keep in mind. Number one, it is a fresh start. Number two, you're not a collection of habits as much as you are a total being. I think one of the reasons that, for example, that many New Year's resolutions fail is the fact that people treat it as if they're trying to change a habit that's kind of attached to them, as opposed to their basic personality, and seeing how it fits in them becoming a better version of themselves. So unless you see how stopping smoking or eating healthy or exercising on a regular basis is going to contribute to the greater vision that you have of yourself, then it's not going to work. It won't last long. And really, let's think then in terms of ourselves. What do we want to look like as a better person 1 year from now? And then we can fit in what habits will help us to get to that point. What changes can we make in terms of healthy eating or exercising or reading more or making better social connections or getting rid of some of our toxic social connections, the kinds of people who bring us down. Let's get rid of our negative self-talk. But it has to be within the context of the general framework of becoming a better person. Once you have that vision in mind, then I encourage you to set specific goals and time frames. Set specific times during the week when you are going to exercise, when you are going to read. by when you are going to start making progress on your career or to become more active in your retirement. It's a very important thing, not just because of, this is another year, so let's look forward to it, but it's part of a process that may take many, many more years. Again, people who are members of Mental Health Gym recognize that one of the things I'm looking toward encouraging this year is to look at how to live to be 100. We may or may not make it, but nowadays it's not a rare event anymore. There are like close to 500,000 people in the United States alone who are centenarians, I believe is the right term. Now, if we have to consider that possibility, how are you going to want to live those final decades of your life? You're going to want to be taken care of, or you're going to want to live as vibrantly as possible, as much as you can control it. So I think 2022 should be the year of taking control of what we can take control of. Admittedly, we can't take control of everything, but we can take control of a big chunk of our lives by determining who we want to be, what steps we can take, and then learn to thrive within taking those steps. In the meantime, let's celebrate the new year whichever way that you can. And during the pandemic, I encourage you all to stay safe, to do the kinds of things that will help you enter the new year in as healthy a fashion as possible. My wife and I are going to do something creative in the cooking area. It's one of the things we enjoy is cooking together and trying out new stuff, and when better to try it than on a New Year's Eve when we probably shouldn't be going to restaurants anyway. So anyway, want to again leave the message: be a better person, a better total being in 2022 and beyond. Don't curse 2021. Just appreciate the changes that you've been able to accomplish despite having some roadblocks that society and the coronavirus has put in our way. And let's continue to make progress together. You will be seeing in the next week or so a whole series of things that the Mental Health Gym and Rejuvenating University will be rolling out. Everything from courses, self-directed courses, free courses, paid courses, a membership group, private coaching, all directed at being the best you that you can be, helping you to reach that goal, and to make sure that we make rejuvenating a central part of our lives. So, until next year, this is Dr. Ron Kaiser signing off, looking forward to continuing to work and grow together.